The truth is, marketing is changing. And if you're a coach who's trying to get clients using tactics that worked back in 2020, well, you're likely to be left behind. So if you want to know what it really takes to market your coaching business online and attract high-paying clients today, keep watching, because you're about to find out. Hey, it's Jason Moss. I'm a multi-six-figure business coach, and I've helped thousands of coaches around the world launch and grow their businesses. And look, the tips I'm about to share with you in this video when it comes to marketing are super important when it comes to getting clients. But if you want to dive deeper and get a roadmap that you can follow to attract 2, 3, 4 new clients per month into your coaching business, I put together a free client attraction guide that walks through that roadmap in detail. You can get it completely free. Just click the link above or in the description down below right now. So a lot has changed when it comes to marketing over the past few years. And if you're trying to use tactics or strategies that might have worked a couple years ago, chances are you're gonna struggle to get clients. So I wanna start by talking about 5 things that if you're doing them right now to market your coaching business, you probably wanna stop doing these things, because the truth is, in today's world, they just really aren't that effective anymore. The first thing you should probably stop doing, if you're doing it, is spamming everyone you know. I get probably 6 DMs a week from other business coaches trying to sell me stuff. And I appreciate the grind and the energy that it takes to actually send these messages. I'm not knocking on anybody, but the truth is, we are just overwhelmed with irrelevant, unpersonalized messaging from people who are just spamming us, trying to get us to buy things. The truth is that in order to sell something to somebody, you have to have a relationship with them. If you're just, sending random messages to people online who you have no idea whether or not they have a problem that you can help them with, you have no prior relationship to them, it's like this whole spray and pray approach. It might have worked a couple years ago, but honestly, because of the amount of noise in the coaching space today, you're gonna have a harder and a harder time standing out. So if you are, taking this approach, I'm not throwing you under the bus, but it's probably best to switch to other forms of marketing that are just more effective in today's world. The second mistake is trying to help everyone. So if you're a coach who, I go on your website and it's like, I can help you with your finances and your relationship and your health and your business, you're like the catch-all coach trying to be everything for everyone, you're gonna have a very difficult time standing out. And the reason for it is because if I have a specific problem in my life, I want someone who can give me a specific solution. And because the internet gives us access to everyone all around the world, I can find someone who specializes in helping me with my very specific problem and the very specific thing that I want in my life. So if you're a generic life coach, if you're a coach who's just trying to solve every problem for everyone, it's gonna be very difficult to stand out, because there's so many people out there who are doing things that are more relevant and specific to unique challenges that someone might have. So it's far better to narrow your focus and choose a lane, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a couple minutes. The third thing you should probably stop doing is being in 20 different places at once. There are so many different social media platforms in our world today: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Snapchat, so many different places you can show up online, and it's overwhelming oftentimes trying to figure out what to focus on. And so I see a lot of coaches who are trying to straddle their focus and be everywhere at once. They've got the blog, they've got 10 different social media platforms they're trying to post on, and it's overwhelming trying to keep up with all this stuff. The truth is that you really don't need to be everywhere. The best strategy for you is going to be to narrow your focus. In other words, choose 1, 2, 3 places that you show up and really focus on creating content for those platforms, and avoid the shiny object syndrome and the tendency to want to, add more and add more. These are things you can always do later on. You can always add more platforms once you've got things working. But I see a lot of coaches that are spread too thin in today's world, and they're missing out on the opportunity to really build relationships and connect with people on any one platform because they're trying to show up in way too many places. The fourth thing you should probably stop doing is relying 100% on word of mouth to get you clients. Word of mouth puts you in a passive position. Rather than being in the driver's seat of your business, you're basically just kind of sitting back and expecting other people to do the work of marketing your business for you. Look, I'm not saying you can't get clients from word of mouth. It's a great way of bringing people in the door, but it's not a marketing strategy. It's not something that you can rely on. It's not a lever that you can pull and rinse and repeat every day in your business in order to bring new people in the door. So don't expect that your clients are going to fill your pipeline for you. Instead, super important for you to get very intentional in your business about building a marketing strategy strategy so you can attract the right people to you. And number 5 is outsourcing everything to an agency. It's very tempting to feel like somebody else can solve your marketing problems for you. Oh, if I just hire somebody, they can take all this marketing off my plate and create content for me, and I don't even have to show up and do any marketing at all. I can just coach my clients all day, and somebody else is going to take care of all the rest. Especially in today's world, and we'll talk in a couple minutes about why this is the case. Super important for you to be engaged in your marketing process. You need to be creating content. You need to be showing them. You need to be showing people who you are. And it's very difficult to outsource this because it's very difficult to outsource you. You are an individual. No one else can show up like you, can create the level of connection that you can if you're actually engaged in your marketing process. So it's very important for you to be a part of this process. And rather than abdicating the responsibility of marketing in your business because you don't enjoy it, you gotta learn to love it and actually show up and embrace the process. By the way, if any of this is resonating for you, click the like button down below and let us know. So you might be wondering, well, Jason, what do I actually do to market my coaching business online today? How do I get clients in today's world? What does actually work? So if that's you, I wanna share 5 of what I believe to be some of the biggest keys to success when it comes to marketing, getting coaching clients right now. First big key to success is high value, personality driven content, especially in this world that we're in right now where AI is kind of taking over everything. It's so easy to just go into ChatGPT or one of these AI tools and say, write me like a 150 word post about how to get clients on social media. And it'll spit something out that is pretty valuable and useful, pretty easy to just show up and post that. And because everyone can do that now, it's so easy to do that, the volume of generic informational content is going to increase dramatically. It already is. Right? So how do you stand out in that world where so many people are going to be releasing posts and creating content that is of that lane? Well, you stand out by bringing you more fully to the table and bringing your personality and storytelling and who you are to the table. Personal branding, I believe, is going to become more important than ever as we race towards this AI-driven world where it's so easy to create content that is devoid of any personality at all. The things that are gonna stand out are gonna be the things that are personal, the things where you bring yourself fully to the table. So when I see stories of you talking about your life and lessons that you've learned and bringing your unique quirks to the table and your personality and showing us your lifestyle, these are things that are gonna connect you to your potential clients and are going to stand out in a sea of AI generated stuff. High value, personality driven content, I believe, is gonna become one of the most important keys to success. It already is. It's gonna become even more important as we race towards this AI world. So how can you bring yourself more fully into what you do, into your marketing? Are you trying to kind of automate everything out and suck out all the life of your business and trying to replace you with some, corporate brand that looks faceless and looks like professional, what you think is professional? No. You want to bring yourself more fully to the table. I always tell people this when they ask me, Jason, should I be doing business under a business name or my own name? I always tell people, use your own name because people do business with other people. They want to feel connected to an individual. So when you bring yourself more fully into your marketing and what you do, you're much more likely to stand out. So valuable content that is personality driven is gonna be the biggest key to success moving forward. And if you're not doing this, if you're not integrating this into your business, you're likely to be left behind. Second big key to success is prioritizing depth and intimacy versus breadth and reach. We are in a world where so many of us are feeling so disconnected from each other. We're all craving a deeper sense of connection, of intimacy, of depth with each other. And so much of the business world, so much of the online world is about replacing that with automation and robots and trying to, scale and replace everything with systems so that you don't have to be involved in all these different interactions with people and people can kind of just like slot into some like technological thing that helps them get what they want. But because so much of that is happening, that's also creating this counter desire in the hearts and the minds of your ideal clients for depth. They want to connect with you. They want to feel like they actually have that intimacy and that depth with you on an individual level. So the more that you can bring yourself into your business, the more that you can create that depth and that intimacy in your business and your marketing, the better you're gonna do. I always tell my clients this, like, we're all so afraid to like send somebody a DM or reach out or reply to comments or actually get on a sales call or engage with them. Trying to replace that all with like funnels and automation automation and like a website and all these things. I'm like, no. You want to lean on that stuff. You want to bring yourself more fully to the table in your marketing. So connecting with people over DMs, creating deeper offers where people have the opportunity to have more intimacy with you through, maybe it's texting, or maybe it's, adding kind of higher tiers or layers to your group offers, ways that people can connect with you on a deeper level, and also prioritizing that depth over scale and reach. In other words, rather than looking at how can I get in front of as many people as possible, it's an old guard way of thinking about marketing. It's like, how do we just like spam the masses and get in front of as many people as possible? No, instead narrow your focus and ask yourself, how can I get in front of the right people? How can I do a more intentional job in my marketing, narrowing my lanes so that I'm only in front of the real people that I want to connect with, the real people that I'm here to serve? I'd much rather have an audience of 5,000 people that are all a perfect fit for what I do than 50,000 or 500,000 people who are kind of just like randomly somewhat related to my niche and my transformation and what I offer. So rather than focusing on breadth and on reach, focus on depth and intimacy and connecting with the right people. Number 3 is choosing a clear niche and transformation. We talked about this a little bit before, but if you're the catch-all coach trying to be everything for everyone, it's gonna be very difficult to get clients. And I think this is more relevant and important than ever, because we live in a world where there is so much content. Because you go on social media, you could scroll through 100 posts in the course of a minute. So how do you stand out in today's world? Well, the biggest way to do it is by making sure that your message is narrow and specific, so it can be super relevant to a specific person who has a specific challenge or desire. As an example, I'm a business coach. I only work with coaches. I help coaches get clients. So if you're someone who wants clients and you're a coach and you see what I do, you're like, wow, this is for me. I'm not a generic business coach who's working with e-commerce stores and brick and mortar and all these different things. This is my specialty and my focus, which means that if you're watching this, if you're still here, you haven't clicked off to something else, you're probably like, wow, this guy is like an expert at my specific challenge and the thing that I actually want, which is gonna make it much more likely that you're actually gonna pay attention to me. So same thing goes for you. You stand out by narrowing your focus and being specific and relevant to someone's unique challenges and desires and the life that they actually want. So choose a lane, choose a niche, and choose a specific transformation. One of the biggest keys to marketing success in today's world. Number 4 is leveraging video-based content. So if you look at what's going on in Instagram and TikTok right now, everybody's kind of moving towards the same thing, which is reels and short form video-based content. It's just the world that we're in right now. Everything's moving towards video and short form video specifically. So as a coach who's trying to get in front of people, my first job is to capture someone's attention, which means I gotta play the game of whatever the algorithm is doing right now and favoring right now. And knowing right now that we are in a world where short form video in particular is really primary focus on these platforms, we're personally doubling down on video just in general in our business through this YouTube channel, through creating short form reels and video-based content. I love this strategy personally, number 1, because if you create content that's in line with what social media platforms want to push to their audiences, then it's going to be much more likely that your content's going to get visibility across their platforms. But also number 2, because video provides an opportunity for me to build a deeper relationship and connection with you faster versus text-based content where it's like you can't really get a sense for someone's energy and their vibe. It's just harder to do that. It takes more time. If someone sees a video of me, very quickly they're either going to come to that place where they're like, oh, this guy is really a pro, or like, screw this guy. Like, I want to go follow somebody else. Great. I want that to happen fast. So me showing up on screen, on camera like this allows that to happen a lot more quickly, which allows me to build deeper relationships with people in my audience over time. So if video is not a core part of your marketing strategy when it comes to getting coaching clients, I would definitely recommend reconsidering that. And it can start super easy. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. You can start by just creating reels and creating, video-based content on Instagram or TikTok. Just start there. And over time, you can start to build on with things, like long form video on YouTube or something like this. And number 5 is to own your audience. We live in a world where social media platforms are coming and going at rates that are ever increasing. And this is just the nature of the world, right? Like as we move on through the course of time, the pace of change is accelerating. And what that means is that you build a platform in a certain place and you don't own that audience could go away tomorrow. I had this experience happen to me when I was in high school. I was a singer-songwriter, and I built a big platform on MySpace, showing people my music and my work. And then, we all know what happened to MySpace, right? Like one day, MySpace disappeared, and all those fans and those followers that I had built over years disappeared with it. Don't be the coach who builds a platform on somebody else's turf. Instead, it's good to use these platforms as a way of connecting with new people, but ideally what you want is you want to be in a place where you can actually bring those people off the platform and onto a place where you can actually own the relationship that you have with them. As an example, you'll see in my videos, I talk about, go download my free client attraction guide. It's a really good guide. You should definitely download it in the description below. But part of the reason I do this also is because you're on YouTube right now, and you might watch a video of mine and then click off to something else, and I have no opportunity to actually deepen that relationship and that connection that we've built through this video. So you actually downloading that guide, joining my email list, means that I have the opportunity to communicate with you and connect with you on a deeper level. So if you're not owning your audience, you don't have a place that you're sending people to that is off social media, that is on some platform where you have a direct connection with your audience and you can communicate with them directly, I think you're putting your business in a much riskier position. So I would definitely recommend having something in place to be able to do that. So hopefully these marketing tips gave you some clarity and gave you some things to think about moving into the year ahead so that you can make sure you're set up for success when it comes to getting coaching clients in this new world that we're racing towards today. If you're looking for more guidance when it comes to getting clients online, again, I put together that free client attraction guide that walks through a proven roadmap you can use to start signing 2, 3, 4 new clients per month. You can get it completely free. I'd love to share it with you. Just click the link above or down below to go download that guide right now. If you love this video, you're definitely gonna love that one too. So click the link on the screen to check that out, and I'll see you in the next video.